So here she is, you guys, the new 2024 Toyota Camry, finished in midnight black metallic. I think it looks dang good in black in my personal opinion, but as always, let's go ahead and start with where the Camry is made. Taking a look at the VIN, first character is the number 4, indicating that the Camry is built and assembled here in the US, specifically Kentucky, in case you were curious. But starting up front, the front fascia is going to differ amongst the trim levels, of course. The SE trims is going to be the more sportier look. It gives you more aggressive styling with some gloss black accents, whereas the LE trims is going to give you more polished styling, I guess you could say. More on the luxury S side of things with some more chrome accents, in case you were curious about the differences there. Added front splitter can be found with a unique front fascia for the TRD trim level, of course. To the sides, LED headlights with LED daytime running lights do come standard for all trim levels across the board. Gotta love that. It comes with the automatic feature as well. And when it comes to the housings, they are going to differ as well, depending upon whether or not you go with the LE or the SE. LE trims are going to give you clear headlight housings, whereas the SE trim levels are going to give you dark headlight housings. So that's what we have today, the dark headlight housings, because we have the SE. So did want to emphasize that as well. And then if you were to go with that TRD trim, yet again, to the bottom corners, you will find some front air curtains helping direct air around the wheel and tire combination for a little added aerodynamics there. But overall, I think it looks good. I'm curious what the redesign is going to look like in 2025. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, but let's now go ahead and make our way to the side of the Camry. All right, so but now since we are around to the side of this one, this is a look that I personally absolutely love on the Camry because of that C-pillar. The C-pillar looks like a Saab in the back, and since we no longer have any Saabs here in the US, I think it looks dang good. But there are two-tone paint options available. I did want to mention that as well. Body colored side skirts for all trim levels but the TRD, and that's going to give you kind of unique gloss black side skirts, in case you were curious. Taking a look at the side mirrors, they are body colored power adjustable side mirrors. They will be gloss black though with the TRD trim. They will be heated then for the XLE, XSE trims and the TRD as well. Then if you wanted integrated turret signals, those 3 trims again, XLE, XSE, and TRD trims. Then take a look down at the wheel setup. Of course, they're going to differ dependent upon the trim yet again. 17-inch alloys for the LE, 18-inch machine finished alloys for the XLE trim levels, 19-inch gloss black alloys for the XSE trim levels, 19 by 8.5-inch matte black alloys for the TRD, and 19-inch matte bronze alloys for that SE Nightshade. That's actually a pretty cool look, the Nightshade wheels. But anyways, that pretty much rounds out the side profile. Let's now go ahead and make our way around to the back. All right, so but now since we are around to the back of this one, body colored shark fin antenna all the way to the top. Rear spoiler is going to be available. We do actually have that with us here today. Gloss black rear spoiler for the TRD trim specifically. You will find some trim level badging found on the trunk of this one back there, along with some lettering telling you to like this video because it helps me out tremendously. So go ahead and smash the like button real quick. And let's continue on. LED taillights do come standard on this one as well. TRD trim is going to give you a gloss black rear diffuser. We don't really have that with us here today, but I think it still looks good. And then you will find a single exhaust outlet with dual chrome tips for all trim levels across the board. So having said that, I do believe you guys know what we have to do next. As always, here is that exhaust clip. Alright, so but now since we are around to the back of the Camry, when it comes to opening that rear trunk, there is a button on the key fob. There's actually also a button by the driver's side left knee then as well. But once opened up, cargo capacity comes in at 15.1 cubic feet. If that was not enough space, there is a 60-40 split, meaning the rear seats do fold down. Quite a bit of extra space then if you needed it. There are a couple grocery bag hooks back there, which traditionally is not something you always find in sedans. It's typically an SUV feature, so I like seeing them back there. There's some cargo net attachments. There's some LED cargo lighting, so not always LEDs found in the cargo area, so also a big fan of that. And then if you were to lift up underneath of that cargo floor, you will find a spare tire in case you were curious. But then make our way up to the rear legroom. That comes in at 38 inches even. For reference, I'm even 6 feet tall. This is how much space I had back there. There is a rear center armrest with cup holders. There's some front seat mat pockets as well. Rear ventilation is going to come on the XLE and XSE trim levels. So our SE trim that we have today, unfortunately, does not have it there, so I wouldn't emphasize that. No rear charging ports either for whatever reason. So anyways, Toyota, add some rear charging ports for all trim levels, please. But then make our way up to the front seats. 8-way power driver's seat does come standard. Cloth finish for the LE trim level, but Softex upholstery for the SE trims like we have today. Full leather seating then for the XLE and XSE trims. Heated front seats for the XLE, XSE, and TRD. Ventilated front seats then are going to be optional, but overall, as far as seat comfort goes, they're okay. Toyota has some very comfortable seats on a lot of their vehicles. These, I would say, are just average, not the very most comfortable, but they're not bad. They're just okay. But now, let's go ahead and take a look at the steering wheel. It is tilt and telescoping. It is leather wrapped, actually, for all trim levels across the board. Gotta love that. And then heated is going to be optional on the V6 trims. 10 and 2 grips are kind of on the smaller side of things. Wouldn't have minded if they beefed those up a little bit. But now, let's go ahead and make our way to the startup. Taking a look at the key, you got your Toyota logo on the one side. Flip it over, you got lock, unlock, and that button to pop the rear trunk there, but it is all keyless entry with a push button start for the XLE, XSE, and TRD. So we got the turnkey start on our SE trim that we have today. So all I'm going to do here is simply put my foot on the brake and turn the key. And so, but then once started up, tachometer is to your left, speedometer is on your right, and there's a small digital display front and center. To control what is on that digital display, there are some steering wheel mounted controls found on the left side of the steering wheel there. It also will change colors a little bit on the digital portion, depending upon the drive mode that you put it in. But of course, it has all the basics like outside temperature, how many miles you have left until you hit empty. There's a digital speedometer if you wanted it, the time of day, trip A, trip B. I could go on and on. Pretty much everything you could possibly need on a digital portion of the gauges at least. Now let's go ahead and take a look at overall interior quality. There's going to be a panoramic glass roof that comes standard on the XLE V6 and the XSE V6 trims if you wanted that. Home link controls are going to come with the XLE trims and the XSE trim levels. Dual zone climate control is going to be available. You're going to have a wireless phone charger for the XLE trim level and up, aluminum foot pedals for the TRD trim, red stitching for the TRD, and then ambient interior lighting for the XLE trim level. So just to elaborate a little bit, just in front of the shifter, since we have the SE trim, we have a little bit of rubberized storage, and then there's a little bit of a kind of a hidden compartment just underneath that. That's pretty cool that it's hidden. Got a USB charging port, 12-volt power outlet. To the right of the shifter, you have dual cup holders in your drive modes, of course. I'm not a big fan of the matte gray plastic that they finished here. I think they could have put a nice maybe texturized plastic design to it. I think that would have looked a lot better around the cup holders there. Then within the center armrest, a ton of storage, more storage than I typically see in sedans. So well done Toyota for that. And you got a couple USB charging ports, USB-A and USB-C in there as well. But I do like the contrast stitching just above the passenger side glove box here. I kind of like the plastic design above that contrast stitching. I think they should have put that design probably around the cup holders here. I think that would have tied together good. I do like the frameless rear view mirror, of course, and it looks like we do have the home link controls, so up to 3 different garage doors. And if you press this little center thing on the roof here, that is going to be your sunglass holder. So we got that going for it as well. But now let's go ahead and take a look at the infotainment screen here. 7-inch color touchscreen display coming with the LE, SE, and SE nightshade trims. 9-inch color touchscreen display for all other trim levels across the board. Either way, you get Bluetooth and audio streaming. You get Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. Factory navigation system is going to be optional for the V6 trim levels. You can check out your driving statistics up there along with your radio information. And so when it comes to the sound systems, you will find 6 speakers that does come standard across the board. Then there is a 9-speaker JBL sound system that comes with the XLE V6 and the XSE V6 trim levels. So having said that, we do of course have the 6-speaker sound system with us here today. So let's go ahead and turn on the radio, see what we got playing today, and let's test out the clarity of this one. All right, bass, rumbling, everything. So ton of bass with that sound system, no issues there. Clarity, it sounds like 6 speakers. I'll just put it that way. It's got a clarity of a 6-speaker sound system, even with Sirius XM, but the bass is pretty darn good. Honestly, it's an okay sound system. If you like music, go with the JBL. But last thing I want to mention to you guys on the infotainment screen is when you do put the Camry in reverse, you will find a rear view camera coming standard across the board, letting you know who or what is behind you, which is always going to lead us into safety. So first, let me start with the best part, IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus, which is the very highest designation given by IIHS. That pretty much says it all right there. Front side curtain airbags do come standard. Driver and front passenger knee airbags, that's very rare. Rear seat side impact airbags, that's a $600 or $700 option with Mercedes and BMW. Comes standard on the Camry, so these are the reasons why it's an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. In the back, you're going to have latch, aka lower anchors and tethers for children for the rear car seats, rear child door locks, tire pressure monitoring system, but also coming standard, Toyota Safety Sense 2.5 Plus. That's going to give you a pre-collision system with pedestrian detection, lane departure alert with steering assist, automatic high beams, lane tracing assist, road sign assist, and dynamic radar cruise control. Then if you were to go with the XSE trim level and up, you're also going to get a blind spot monitoring system with rear cross traffic alert. And so when it comes to my final thoughts here of the Camry, incredible reliability. That is what they are known for. They're known to go well over 200,000 miles, so I don't see that being any different with the 2024, seeing as it's still using naturally aspirated engines, including the 4 and the 6 cylinder actually. Excellent safety as well. You can't beat an IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus. I love that all-wheel drive is available as well, because there's a lot of sedans out there that do not give you all-wheel drive. Take, for example, the Hyundai Sonata or the Honda Accord. These vehicles don't give you all-wheel drive even available as an option, but the Camry does, so I'm a big fan of that. As far as room for improvement goes, I think digital gauges will look dang good in the Camry, and the front end looks a little bit polarizing. Perhaps they're going to fix that for the 2025 model year. And I think multicolor ambient lighting would look good on the Camry, inside the Camry I should say, as well, where you can pick your own color. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of the 2024 Camry. Let me know if you're waiting for 2025 model year, or if you're going to go for the 2024. That is about it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to follow me on social media at the bottom of the screen if you want to see what's coming next on the channel before it gets to YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe and the bell notification button if you're into new car reviews, because that is what we do here on this channel after all. Do appreciate you guys watching more than you know, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Stay gold.